Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a little video on the first trimester of pregnancy and some of the things that I did to make myself feel better during those 12 weeks of hell. Well, I say 12 weeks, didn't find out till I was 5 weeks, But I was one of the lucky ones where my sickness went quite early, so it really was first trimester for me. For those of you that are in the first trimester, I'm pleased to say that second trimester has been a lot better for me and I don't even feel bad in the slightest. So if you are in the first trimester at the moment and feeling really crappy, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So I just wanted to share some of the things that I did to combat those horrible symptoms of the first trimester and ways you can make yourself feel better. So the first symptom I want to talk about is tiredness, and some people get it really, really bad and some people don't. And again, I feel like I've been lucky in this aspect because I was tired and I did definitely notice, especially in the evenings, I was very tired. It's more like an exhaustion feeling than actually like tiredness for me. But because we're going through the coronavirus pandemic and I've been working from home, that's really helped me in terms of being able to sleep that little bit longer in the mornings. And because Lou gets up at 5:30, so we go to bed fairly early, so I was getting a solid like 9 hours sleep every night. So that has really helped me. And you hear a lot of women like needing to nap quite a bit during the first trimester, but I never did. I think I've probably only napped twice in the day since I've been pregnant. But for those people that do get really bad tiredness, obviously it is totally normal. You almost feel bad in a way when you feel tired because you know that it feels weird because it's only like this big inside of you for like the first few weeks, and then obviously it just gets bigger. But it's a strange feeling to feel tired when you don't really feel much is going on. But it's just, obviously it's totally normal. It is all the hormones just doing its thing in your body. And you have got to remember that even though it is still quite small in the first trimester, it is doing a hell of a lot of work. You just really have to combat that guilt feeling of being tired and not really wanting to do very much. I know particularly for me in the first trimester, I lost all motivation to do anything because I was tired quite a lot of the time. And like I say, exhausted. And whereas on a weekend, we have been in lockdown, normally I would be like cleaning and cooking and doing things like that. I just didn't want to because I was just exhausted. You just need to remember that it is totally normal to take 3 naps a day or nap every day, and don't feel bad about doing it because your body's working a hell of a lot. And obviously it's really helpful if you have a supportive partner that makes dinner for you most nights like mine did, because I don't think I'd have been able to face it. I don't understand how people do it on their own because I wouldn't have coped. Well, obviously you just crack on, don't you, but it's much easier having somebody around you, so it is just worth having that little conversation with your partner that they may need to pick up a bit more of the slack. And it is even things like just putting a pizza in the oven if you're having dinner. It might not seem like it's took much effort, but when you're in that first trimester and you're feeling so tired and exhausted, it's such a nice feeling to have somebody else do it for you. Just remember not to feel guilty about it. Have your naps, as many as you need. You've got to listen to your body, and if you have got a supportive partner, make sure they are helping you out as much as they possibly can. So the next thing I wanted to speak about was nausea and vomiting, and I'm 90% sure most women get this in their first trimester. Some obviously a lot worse than others. For me, I feel like I did get really bad nausea, but I was never actually sick, so that was always nice to know. And I always felt like I was quite confident that I knew I was never actually going to be sick. Obviously the nausea was not nice, but it is something you do learn to deal with eventually, and well, I did anyway. This is all just my personal experience. Other people may not be in the same boat, but I definitely learned how to sort of deal with it a bit more. So some of the things I did that helped me out, I always had to make sure the first thing I did in the morning was have something to eat within half an hour, otherwise I felt really bad. So I'd always have something to eat straight away, and instantly I felt better, and that really set me up for the day then. And I didn't get too bad. It's weird because it's called morning sickness, but my sickness actually more came in the evening rather than during the day. Obviously it is different for everybody, and I know some people that wake up in the middle of the night and be sick, so I think it does just come at all times of the day. So don't be fooled by the term morning sickness, because it really isn't. There was also certain foods that I found really helped me, and they always say ginger stops you from feeling sick, so I bought ginger ale. I wanted ginger ale, and just having like one little can of like the little tiny ones, one can of ginger ale like really helped me out. I know ginger is meant to be a thing that stops nausea in general, and also dry foods like crackers, toast with not too much butter on, those sort of things help settle your stomach. So if you are in that stage at the moment where you are feeling really nauseous, just try having like, yeah, ginger. It doesn't have to be in a drink form, you can put it in cooking. And yeah, dry foods, crackers really help me. I just have a few crackers with, like, again, a little bit of butter on, nothing else. And I did find it really helped settle my stomach a little bit. The next thing that people, I didn't do this, but I know a lot of people that have done this, is to eat often but little amounts, especially if you are in the sort of phase where you are actually being sick, because it helps your stomach to digest it slower, rather than you shoving a big meal down, because chances are you are just going to throw it back up again. I did not do that. I had my breakfast and my lunch, and then we did have a massive meal at night time, and I was always okay. Sometimes I did feel a little bit there afterwards, especially if it was quite fatty food, which I don't know if anybody else has this, but during the first trimester all I wanted was bad food, beige food. Didn't want to go near broccoli. If you are struggling to keep food down, or it is making you feel really bad having your normal set meals, try going from having breakfast, lunch, dinner to having, like, every few hours just have a small meal or something. And eventually you do also find sort of different foods that work for you as well. So again, it might be that you've eaten a massive pizza and it has not agreed with you at all. Avoid it. Even if you think you're going to be okay after it, I wouldn't have it again. The next thing, it's not necessarily to do with the nausea, but make sure you get some good pregnancy supplements, because you do just crave, like, the beige food, like chips, pizza, chicken nuggets. I don't know if it's just because it's sort of a quick, easy thing to eat, but especially if you haven't got, like, somebody that can do things for you as much, you want to be having those things that are quick, because you're knackered, you feel sick, you're not going to be wanting to spend an hour in the kitchen each night cooking yourself an amazing dinner. So make sure you get yourself some good pregnancy supplements. So I just had the Pregnicare, just the normal tablets really. So they've got the folic acid, which is important to have, and then they've got 19 other vitamins and minerals in. So if I knew I was having, like, a really crappy meal, I'd always just make sure I took one of them afterwards anyway. So you are getting all your nutrition for the baby and yourself as well, because obviously you need to make sure you look after you. The next thing I wanted to speak about was feeling uncomfortable in your clothes, and it's a bit of a strange one in the first trimester because you haven't necessarily got a baby bump. Well, you might have a small one, but you almost feel like it's too early to feel uncomfortable in your clothes, but it's definitely not. You have to remember there's a lot going on in your body, and you probably are expanding in ways you don't necessarily realise. So for me, especially in the first trimester, I could not wear any of my, like, really elasticated like PJ bottoms. So try and find something that's got quite a loose waistband, or something that's got, like, a drawstring so you can adjust it. I just wore loose joggers a lot of the time. And leggings, best mate. Didn't like wearing jeans at all. So don't feel like it's too early to go out and buy maternity clothes and things like that. I have got some maternity leggings that I bought that are way too big for me still, so I don't wear those yet, but try and get something that's just got quite a loose waistband. And also boobs, massive one. I've always been the sort of person to have quite small boobs, but I could not believe how much they actually grew in the first trimester, and did not fit in my bras anymore, so sports bras did become my best friend. So if you have got some sports bras on hand, fantastic. If you haven't, definitely recommend going out and buying some, or going to get remeasured for your bras. It's not something I can do at the moment because all the shops are closed because of coronavirus, which is really annoying. But yeah, don't feel bad about buying maternity clothes when you're still in the first trimester, because you'll grow into them anyway, and they will make you feel 10 times better. The next thing that affected me quite badly is constipation. And I know that's quite a gross conversation to have, but if you haven't experienced that, or you are in the quite early stages of the first trimester, it may hit you. So be warned, especially for me, because I went from having a diet of quite a lot of fruit and veg to just pizza. So you haven't got that fibre in your diet anymore. So I had to make a few changes. So I was trying to have, like, at least one piece of vegetable with every meal, even though it made me feel physically sick, but it has to be done, unfortunately. And I changed my breakfast to have bran flakes, and that really helped me. Just that little bit of extra. Just check what you normally have for breakfast and the fibre content. I was definitely craving cornflakes towards the start of the first trimester, but I'm a granola girl. I like granola, but comparing the fibre content in, like, cornflakes and normal cereals to, like, bran flakes, there's quite a big difference. So as soon as I changed and started having bran flakes in the morning, it really helped me. And it's so horrible to feel that way, because you feel so bloated and uncomfortable, and again that ties in with wearing loose clothing. You just feel horrible, and it's not a pleasant feeling to have. So definitely look at things that can bring some more fibre into your diet, because you are going to need it. The final thing I'm going to recommend is about your personal appearance, because I don't know about anyone else, but during my first trimester, the last thing I wanted to do was do my hair and makeup. And you look at yourself in the mirror and you feel like Hagrid. And I've been like, this is the one thing that stopped me from doing my YouTube videos during the first trimester, because I did plan on doing it week by week. And I just couldn't face putting makeup on and doing my hair. And I know it's not all about that on YouTube, but I honestly looked like an ogre and I did not want to come on camera feeling crappy. So I just didn't. And I watch other people's YouTube videos of them like that, filming all the weeks and the lead up, the build up in their pregnancy, and I just think, how have you managed to look like that? Because I just felt so sick and so tired and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But it is maybe worth investing in some like BB cream or something rather than putting on a full face of makeup, even to just give your face that little bit of glow rather than just leaving it like I did. It took me so long to get to the stage where I could put makeup on again, and even now I don't do it every day. But I just try and find things that are easy to put on and don't take you very long to take on or off, because even the thought of doing my makeup and then having to take it off again at night time, no way, no thanks. It's the last thing you want to do. And your hair as well. Try and find some quick hairstyles that you can do. I basically washed my hair, didn't straighten it, just had it down. You know, people say that you get this pregnancy glow. Well, I'm still waiting for that to come, because I was expecting to have nice glossy hair and a nice glowing face. No, drained. I'm hoping it comes later on because I really want it to. I also found myself taking a lot of baths during the first trimester as well, because it really helps you if you're getting like a backache or any sort of aching, tummy ache, anything. The baths really do help. Obviously you have to be careful with how hot you have the bath, and they do advise you not to have it too hot, and you will definitely notice if you have it too hot because you won't be able to lay down. My heart used to go through the roof sometimes, and I'd pour a bath and I couldn't even lay in it. Not that it was too hot, because it wasn't. I don't like a really hot bath. It felt hot. And they say obviously because you've got more blood going through your system, you do get more hot anyway. So I don't know if it was that. It definitely, there were some days where I got into the bath and I couldn't believe how nice it made me feel. Make sure you're careful with things like oils in the bath, because you're not supposed to use those during the first trimester, which is really annoying. But yeah, any sort of bubble bath and things like that is nice. Light yourself some candles and just relax. So thanks for watching this video on the first trimester. I hope it was helpful to people that are going through that now or aren't pregnant yet and are wondering what it feels like. Obviously I've not painted a very good picture of the first trimester. It is amazing to know that you're pregnant, but it's rough the first 12 weeks. So I will probably do another video on the second trimester when I've reached the end, and I'm pleased to say it's much better than the first trimester, so there won't be as much moaning from me, and I look forward to seeing you soon.